Music, up the grid down under, southwest, Western Australia. Well, alcohol, what is it and why do you drink it? Before we get onto that, I just get you to have a bit of exercise and help me out. Don't be a slack, lazy prick. See if you can just lift your finger up and tap like and subscribe. Hit the fucking like and subscribe button. Fuck, what the fuck was that? Anyway, I'll grab my stick and we'll go for a bit of a walk, have a bit of a chat, see if we can't help someone. Just the first question, you know, we've had heaps of rain. Tanks, that green tank there, don't know if you can see it. It's not big enough for the house. I'm putting a big tank down there. And this little one, that come from the donger here. And this little one here, that's just not big enough for the donger either. Anyway, let's get on with it. I just want to start with where does thought come from? Where does thought come from? Does it originate in your brain or blowing around in the ether, or like a radar picking it up, my radio signal? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if anyone knows where thought come from. Like you can have an original thought or an original idea, you think it's all original, you know, you go, oh fuck, that's pretty good. And then, you know, a week later, a month, you know, a little bit longer, someone's had exactly the same thought, same idea, and you go, oh fuck, I thought that was an original to myself. Anyway, what gives me the idea to come and have a chat about alcohol? Anyway, alcohol, what is it? Or it could be defined as poison. Some people define it as poison. It usually comes in a liquid form, and yeah, that's how it's poisoning. So you're drinking it, you're probably slowly poisoning yourself. Yeah, you'd be slowly killing yourself. But you know, we're all on the journey to the end. How we get there is all varied, and yeah, we take our own path. Yeah, so someone once asked me, they said, why do you think doctors and dentists use alcohol to sterilise all their utensils and equipment and that, you know, instruments? And I says, oh, why? And he says, well, it fucking kills everything. Kills everything. And then, you know, a couple of years ago we had all that hand sanitizer stuff, you know. What's that doing? That's fucking killing everything. Nothing lives in it. So, yeah, you put that into your body, it's probably killing everything in your body. With the hand sanitizer, you know, give me a few germs any day before that shit. Anyway, that's another story, another video. Yeah, so it's probably not the best thing for you, but it's actually probably not your fault that you drink alcohol. You know, there's a whole industry behind it, global industry behind it. A lot of money to be made to keeping you drunk, poisoning yourself, and that leads to other industries, of course. I'm going to bang on a bit about a few industries as I get going. But yeah, you got the alcohol industry, like there's all the production, you know, if you drink wine and that, or whatever the thing is, you got to grow it, you got to manufacture it, process it, all those people involved in all that, all the jobs. Politicians always talking about jobs. All the distribution, truck drivers distributing it everywhere. And then you got all the, you know, the points of sale, the pubs, the bloody bottle shops, the nightclubs, venues. Yeah, and so it's probably not your fault that you actually drink. I heard a stat the other day that that the alcohol industry, you're the consumer, you keep consuming, The more you consume, you know, the better it is for them. So think about it. Yeah, the industry, they reckon globally, I heard a stat the other day, they spend, you know, you got all the marketing and sales, they spend like $20 billion a year. You haven't got a hope. It's fucking everywhere. You know, they put it in movies, they pay money to place it in movies, you know, it's all the sporting events. Yeah, it's like you got to drink. And, you know, in a time gone by, I used to, you didn't drink, probably not so, it's getting better now, but if you didn't drink, you sort of act a bit weird, you know, or not normal. It's normal to get pissed and that. Yeah, so, yeah, it's not your fault that you drink, but, you know, you're responsible for the consequences, and you're responsible for everything that you do once you start drinking. So, yeah, with the marketing, I don't know, I watched a while ago now, I don't watch too much, but I got hooked on that Peaky Blinders, the Netflix thing. Don't know if you ever seen the Peaky Blinders. It's one big fucking ad for whiskey and fucking cigarettes. The guy's lighting up a cigarette every shot. And also the glasses of whiskey. I don't know how he operated. And yeah, all the movies gone by, you know, the old westerns, always a tough gunslinger, you know, they're always slamming down a bloody whiskey. Yeah, it's like you're tough, and I suppose you have to be a bit tough to handle whiskey. I couldn't handle it myself. Must be a bit weak and soft. Yeah, so why do you drink? So it's everywhere, and they've made it so it's normal and sort of expected. You know, it's at all the sporting events, everyone's doing it, all the peer pressure. Yeah, it's full on, and it's pretty hard to escape it. But then, you know, some people say, oh, it's fun. Yeah, you know, I've been pissed. I had some pretty good times supposedly on it. But yeah, relaxing, you know, they sell it as, you know, at the end of the day, after all your stress, you know, why you got stress, it's another story. You know, you have a couple of beers or a wine, and you're supposed to relax. But apparently with the research now, that's all bullshit. And, you know, I don't know about you, but as I said in my last video, the taste's fucking horrible, you know, until you acquire the taste and know what you're going to do to your head. But I drank for the effect. I didn't drink saying, oh, a beautiful cold, you know, you get the taste and you acquire it, of course, you know. But I'd rather have a nice, it's not like you're drinking on a hot day a nice cold drink of rainwater or something. It's just not like that. So some people try and justify it, you know, having one drink a day, or, you know, a couple of drinks. Me, no, I drink for the effect. I drink to get drunk, you know, and I couldn't see the point in drinking just one or two drinks. I just couldn't see the point of it, especially when it tastes so bad. So I didn't find it too hard to just turn to water in shouting situations, you know. You just have lemon, lime and bitters or whatever if everyone else is drinking. Yeah, and as my folks used to say, one drink is not enough, 2 drinks is too many, and 3 drinks is not nearly enough. So, I don't know if they instilled it into my brain to have a crack at it, But yeah, it can lead you down a pretty sort of dark road. And in my last video I sort of said to give it a rest. My point with that is if you can give it a bit of a rest, you know, if you're an alcoholic and you're drinking it every day, if you can get one day out, that's probably a good thing, you know. But if you can give anything a rest for, let's say, 12 months, you know, you're probably not going to go back to it. You're going to see the real situation of what's going on. You have more money in your pocket, you know, you feel better, you feel good. Yeah, life seems to improve a bit. It did for me. Don't know if it improved for you. Relationships, you're not pissed and saying shit you shouldn't say and all that sort of shit. Yeah, I reckon give it a rest for as long as you can. Never go back to it. Yeah, back to why you drink. It's sold to you like one bloke in the comments sort of said, you know, everyone's going to die anyway. Yeah, no one gets out alive. I agree with that. And you may as well feel good. I said to the bloke, if you feel good after a good night on the piss, bro, you're probably not doing it right. Probably one of them one drink a night. And then you've got all these studies, science. That's another video. The science of it all. They do a study, oh yeah, glass of wine's good for you, a glass every day, good for your heart and that. Hey bro, you reckon you're being conned? I reckon you might be getting conned there with all these research studies and following the science. We're all being conned, and it's mainly you being a consumer. You know, no one cares about you except you. You got to look after yourself, take responsibility of yourself. No one else will. And they're doing their best to get you to drink as much as you can. The whole industry, all the money to be made, all the shares, all the companies. It's you know, it's pretty hard to resist it all. And we're conditioned into this system from a very, very young age. And there you got, you know, you got a few different religious faiths, like I think the Muslims in their Islamic religion, I don't think they allow drinking. And there you got, then you got good old Jesus. I don't know what he was thinking, turning good old water, drinking water, into wine, so everyone could probably get pissed, or you know, help their heart maybe. On the latest study, help their heart, or good for them, you know, get a good night's sleep or something. So yeah, I reckon it's got a lot to answer for in society, and as I said in the last video, you do quite a bit of silly shit. It's okay when you're young and silly, but then it starts to wear you down a bit, and you know, it wouldn't surprise me if it's, you know, I don't know if they do a study linked to all the cancer and shit. Like I said earlier, if it's poisoning you and kills everything, it might kill all your bacteria in your gut or something. You know, you certainly, after you give it a good shake on the night, you don't feel that good the next morning. If anyone reckons they feel good the next morning, they're probably not hitting it hard enough. So I hope, you know, just give it a rest. The longer you give it a rest, the less chance you got of going back to it. I know it's easy to say. like a lot of people on the YouTube, you know, I gave up piss for fucking 30 days. Well, I'm 200 days. You know, you got to stop counting, and really, you got to in the end find something else to occupy yourself. Because, as I said, once you start drinking, all you can do is drink more. You just sit down and drink and babble shit and just keep drinking, you know, with all your mates. They're all getting pissed as well. So what happens when you give up? You got all this bit of spare time on your hand, and you know, if you don't go out and drink, those people might drop off out of your circle a bit, maybe. Unless you can convince them to give it a rest. But what happened to me? I thought about it, and I thought, what happened to me was I got into, I suppose it's not long after I stopped, but I ended up getting into beekeeping. I got a beehive, right? and I don't know, I just transferred one addiction, you know, alcohol addiction to beekeeping addiction. And with the addiction, with all the sugar in the alcohol, in with the drinks, you know, a lot of them like lolly water now. They probably do taste good, all them bloody cruiser drinks and all that. I never got into them, but they probably all do taste good now, and you're beautiful, like lolly water. So you might be addicted to the sugar in it and not really the alcohol. How could you be addicted to the hangover? You know what I mean? That's a bit hard to get addicted to. Feeling good and all that's good, but getting addicted to the hangover, and you know, I'll do a video on sugar and how that affects you, and how I've sort of, that's the most powerful drug. That's more powerful than bloody heroin and that, I reckon. It's a pretty hard one, sugar, so you might actually be addicted to the sugar. Yeah, so I got into beekeeping. I love honey. Always loved honey. And a bloke invited me to a beekeeping meeting, and so I went along, and yeah, got into bees. They're amazing, and yeah, I recommend you get a beehive. Start playing around with bees, because what bees do, busy bees isn't a term that's just sort of invented without being a busy bee. Busy bees, I cranked along, got more than one hive. I loved it that much. I just kept getting more and more hives, up to about 100. But that keeps you very, very busy. Building boxes, frames, you know, doing all that stuff with the bees, going and looking after them and getting the honey out, producing the honey and flogging it and all that. So I think maybe that's what happened to me. I got a beehive, and that might have saved me. You know, you got to find something to do with your time, and that's probably half the problem with people. There's not much to do when everything's done for you. You know, you can go to the gym and spend an hour at the gym, I suppose, and do a few other things, but yeah, I hope you give up the fish, bro. It's not good for you, and it makes you weak. And the world at the moment probably needs strong men. They got you weak, and you're being controlled and manipulated. You know, you're a consumer, but I don't know what the answer is. If everyone stopped drinking piss, all them jobs would go in the industry. I shudder to think, and the price of it now, I just shudder to think of how much it costs on a night out in the nightclubs and that sort of thing. Yeah, I hope it helps someone. Yeah, try and give it a rest. You can give it a rest for a day if you can. Easy to say, but yeah, I feel for you, and you're sort of trapped in a downward spiral, and you got to accept responsibility for yourself, take charge of your life, and yeah, and give it a bit of a rest, bro. Hope you get something out of this. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video. That's probably it for alcohol for me. I'm giving you a bit of my insight. I'll move on to the next one. Let me know what you want to talk about.